Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I am going to be doing the makeup book tag. The order that I'm going to be doing my makeup is different than how the original tag questions were laid out. So I will leave the original order in the description box below, but basically you can do this tag however you do your makeup. Question number 1 is eyeshadow, and for this topic we're supposed to pick a book that has our favorite colors on the cover. For this one, I am, no surprise, going to go with Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. I love jewel tones and anything flowery, so this has burgundy on it, which is one of my favorite colors. I also love this deep, like emerald, foresty, mossy green, blue, and I just think it's a gorgeous color. For this, I am going to be using the Tartelette and Bloom palette, mostly because it matches the Wild Beauty book cover. It's got flowers on it, but also I just think that these colors are gorgeous. It's got some neutral tones to it, kind of some cool tones, and there's shimmers in it, there's mattes, so it's just a good all-around palette. Tarte is a cruelty-free company, but unfortunately this palette is not vegan because some of the colors contain carmine. Alright, let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm going to use this bottom row of colors and just kind of go in order. So I'm going to start with this shade here for my first crease, which is called Sweetheart. And one of my favorite brushes is the Sigma E25 blending brush. Sigma is cruelty-free. This brush is vegan because it's got synthetic bristles. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. So I really enjoyed Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. I thought it was beautifully written. It's a fantastic realism, or excuse me, it's magical realism, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I really enjoyed the characters and kind of the relationships of the characters had, the cousins, their relationship with Fel, just the family dynamic with the cousins living with their moms and their grandmothers. I thought the whole thing was just really interesting. The next category is eyeliner, and the prompt is to pick a dark and mysterious book. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This is a book that I had to read back in high school. I actually even just flipped through it and I have like annotations and stuff because I'm sure I had to write an essay on this. This is a post-apocalyptic story. When I was reading it, we read it as we didn't know that this man and the boy were father and son. But on the back it says they are father and son, so I'm not entirely sure. But this was just really mysterious. I remember when I was reading it, I remember just having a big sense of kind of like not knowing what was going on with the world, and it just felt very gray and dark and shadowy to me. So this is a dark and mysterious book in my opinion. Eyeliner is another thing I struggle with, so I'm leaving these tapes on and I'm going to try and do a wing. And I'm probably going to mess up, but that's okay. So I am using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Clay Pot eyeliner in black. This video is not sponsored by Tarte. I just own a lot of Tarte products. And this is not vegan, I believe. Or maybe it is vegan. I don't remember. I'll have it listed in the description below. And for this, I'm going to go in with the Sigma Eyeliner E05 brush. My favorite mascara right now is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. It's a 4-in-1 mascara, so it lengthens and volumizes and does all that other good stuff. It's great mascara. I also have this in waterproof, but for this, I'm just going to use the regular mascara. And this is vegan. When I do mascara, I put a coat on the top underside. I don't know. I put a coat on both sides of my lashes. I think that helps to make them longer. And I also wiggle my brush to help kind of separate the lashes and make sure that I coat all of them. So, The Goldfinch is the only Donna Tartt book I've read, and I would say it was probably one of my favorites from last year. I really liked Theo. I thought, obviously he had some issues. He did a lot of stupid things, but I think he's a pretty redeemable character, and he's just really likable. And you just want to root for him even when he's doing dumb things. You're kind of like, come on, Theo. Why are you hanging out with the wrong crowd? Why are you getting into this? Why are you getting into that? But I thought it was a really good book. Alright. So that is what my lashes look like with this mascara on. I think it's gorgeous. It makes them super long. The next prompt is foundation, and it is to pick your favorite first book in a series. My favorite first book in a series is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Steve Larson. I was pretty hesitant to read these books at first, and my favorite foundation, surprise, surprise, is another Tarte product. It is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and I use the shade Fair Neutral. I just think this gives really good coverage. It looks natural. It looks dewy. It's not mattifying or anything. And you can build it up, but it just feels really good and lightweight on your skin. So I really enjoy this stuff. But anyway, like I was saying with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I thought it was, or I was really hesitant at first to get into it because I knew it was kind of like a, actually I didn't really know what it was about, to be honest, but it just seemed really dark and not like something I would be interested in. But I ended up really enjoying it. And I used just a damp beauty blender for this, and pounce the foundation into my skin, and I work in little sections at a time because I think it's easier to blend out that way. But anyway, the girl with the dragon tattoo was, Skylar really wanted me to watch it, or watch the movie, and I told him that he wanted to watch the Swedish version, so I told him that I needed to read the books before watching it in Swedish. That way, in case I missed subtitles, I knew what was going on. So that's mainly the reason I picked it up. I flew through the series pretty quickly, and I even listened to The Girl in the Spider's Web, which is a continuation, I guess, of the series, written by David Lingerkrantz, I think is his name, and did not enjoy it. I just thought he kind of destroyed the characters and what I really liked about the characters. And I know there's another one coming out written by him, and I'm just, like, I'm probably gonna listen to it just so I can judge it, if I'm being honest. I just, unless you're asked to, in which I don't know if he was asked to finish the series, but unless you're asked to, you shouldn't pick up other people's work, because I think that's just kind of disrespectful, and especially if you're not going to do a good job with it. I don't think he did a good job. He, like, made Lisbeth take a complete 180-degree turn, and she just, I feel like, wasn't the BA female character that I loved. How Steve Larson developed her. The next prompt is concealer, and that is to pick a character you wish you could hide. I was gonna go the route that most people do and either pick Umbridge or Voldemort from Harry Potter, or like Joffrey from the Game of Thrones. But recently I re-listened to the Artemis Fowl books, and there's a character named Opal Coalboy. She shows up first in the Opal Deception, who completely changes things, and just, like, she's a bad character. So I would get rid of her. My favorite concealer is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer in Fair Light. This is also vegan. I like it because I kind of do have some dark circles under my eyes, and this isn't full coverage, but I kind of like that. I don't like to look like I don't like to look like I'm wearing makeup. So the next question is powder, and it is pick your favorite last book in a series. I really like the IT Cosmetics by Pores pressed powder, translucent. I just use the sponge it comes with, and mine's kind of dirty, so sorry about that. And I set my under eye with it and my T-zone, but honestly I end up setting my whole face with it, even though I don't need to with the Tarte foundation. So my favorite last book in a series is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. I think with that book she did a really good job of explaining things and tying up all the loose ends. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't one of my, like, top favorites when I was first reading the books, mostly because I was kind of just heartbroken that she at the end advanced the story to, what is it, 19 years later. But I recently reread it on audiobook, and I really enjoyed the book. Not the first part so much, but I really did think that, like I said, she did a good job of explaining things, and there are a lot of things that I had kind of forgotten about that I picked up on as I was reading it. The next question is eyebrows, and I don't really like this question because honestly I don't do my eyebrows, but it is to pick a book that you think everyone should read. For this I have two books. I picked Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. I think this is such a cute book for girls, like coming of age and learning about their bodies and everything like that. So I think girls should read this book. And I also picked 1984 by George Orwell because this is a classic and it just really makes you think about the world and the government and all those sorts of things. So usually I just brush my eyebrows, but if I'm gonna do anything to them, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to kind of keep them in place. This is vegan. Also, the It Cosmetics by Pores Press Powder is not vegan because it contains hydrolyzed silk. So I'm just gonna brush this through my brows and then I will take a clean spoolie and finish it off. For blush, the prompt is to pick a book that had some cringe-worthy romance. I am choosing Love Walked In by Marissa de los Santos. And for blush, I am picking the Milani Rose Powder Blush in Romantic Rose. This is a dupe for the Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. I'm only using this one, even though I like the Tarte one better, just to have some variety in my products. This has a smell to it that I don't really enjoy. Also, it's not vegan. It contains lanolin and it may contain carmine. But anyway, we're just gonna proceed. So I use the Sigma F40 face brush. It's a angled brush. It's for contouring, but I think it's really good for putting blush on. So that's what we're gonna do. This looks like a super underwhelming blush, but I think it's so pretty. And the reason I picked the Love Walked In by Marissa de los Santos is because Insta Love, #1, and the dude seems like a really cool dude, but he turns out to kind of be not super awesome. She basically wants her life to be like a movie, and it's so annoying like how often she quotes movies and like the love scenes from them and how everyone's like, oh, you're Cornelia, your life is gonna be like a movie, a romance movie, and it basically like turns out like that, and it just did not enjoy it. So that's all I'm going to do for blush. You probably can't see it super well, but that's okay. Next question is highlight, and the prompt for this is to pick a book that brightened your day. I am picking The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, and the highlight I'm using is the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer. This is really pretty and it is vegan. I usually use a fan brush with this, but I'm gonna try this Eco Tools brush. This is what I use to apply my Tarte highlight, and I really like the Tarte highlight like that, so I'm gonna try this. So, holy moly. I thought The Upside of Unrequited was really cute. At first, when I got it in an Outcrate box, I wasn't super stoked about it, mostly because I'm not a big contemporary person. So I kind of put off reading it for a year, and then when I finally got to it, I just loved it. I loved Molly and Reed. I think they're so cute. It was just a really fun read. So I do that. I'm also going to highlight my inner corner. With this, I use another Eco Tools brush, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone with it as well. So for primer, the question is to pick a book that left a lasting impression. For my primer, I like to use a setting spray when I'm done. So my favorite is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist. This smells like cucumbers and it's really good. And for my book that left a lasting impression, I chose Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I loved that book and I still rave about it. It was my favorite from 2016, I think, is when I listened to it on audiobook. I bought a copy for Skylar for for Christmas, hoping he would read it. I don't know if he's going to, but I'm super excited to see the movie. I'm hoping it's one we can take Maddox to. And yeah, that's a good book. And if you haven't read it yet, you should read it. This prompt is lipstick, and it is to pick your favorite book kiss. For this, I am choosing Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And the lipstick I'm going to be using is this ColourPop matte lippy sticks in the color Lumiere, which is from their collab with Kathleen Lights. This is vegan. I love mauve-y rosy colors so much, and this is such a comfortable formula, and even though it's matte, it feels really good on your lips. Just to chat about why the kiss in Me Before You is one of my favorites. A lot of people either like this book or they don't. They either like the relationship in it or they don't. I thought it was a good relationship. I thought it was beneficial to both parties. Will can be an ungrateful character, but I think Lou is just a really good person to balance that out and to help him through what he promised his parents. I think it helped her learn a lot more about herself and kind of realize